and 2021. And what do we have in front of us? Well, I was thinking about tonight's show, and I was thinking last year I was playing a lot with this combination. The Stylophone GEN R-8. This is the fully crazy analog. Well, I say analog. I think there's a mixture of analog and digital technology in it. But analog oscillators, analog filters, etc. Analog distortion. And the Retroverb Lancet. Yeah. Now, the Retroverb Lancet is a spring reverb that also has an accompanying modulation section and, crucially, a VCF and a multimode that can go from low pass, band pass to high pass. So actually, this is a very capable filter set, you know. And in fact, you can get this just as the Retroverb filter. I can't remember the name of it, but a Lancet that is just like maybe it's just called the filter Lancet. They do other retroverbs, which are other spring reverbs in different formats, but the Lancet format is this rather nice, chunky desktop made of metal, full-size jack. So you've got a little bit of CV that you can do with it. Probably won't do any of that tonight, though. However, the keen-eyed of you will have noticed that there is mini jack outs on the GEN R-8, the Stylophone. So there is a little bit of patchability. And those of you who saw my show on Monday will have seen me go on about how cool this thing is, the cable cube from Ewin. Ewin.com. My friend Geert Bevan, he sent it over to me. I think it's super cool. I've just got that here because I'm going to do a little bit of patching as we go. Hello, everyone who's joining the live stream. I really appreciate it. Thanks a lot. Okay. Right. Let me get my thoughts together. So I couldn't remember whether I'd done much with this on my show, this particular combo. However, there is a new arrival, which is bright red and making its presence known against these dark ones, and that is the Boss RC-500. Those of you who have seen some of my shows will have, I often go on about how much I love the RC-505, which is the desktop looper from Boss. And this is the latest loop station from Boss, kind of their most powerful, smaller form looper. They've done some large loopers, the RC-500 and RC-300, I think. But this is their most sort of powerful two-track looper. And what drew me to this was that it has a lot of the same functionality as the 505. So really cool. And I haven't tried it yet, but you can link up the 505 and the 500 via MIDI. And I fully intend to do that. But anyway, there's some kind of cool things. There's some quite cool things in the 500 that we'll have a look at as well. So that's on the palette tonight. So yeah, the newest thing being the 500, really. The GEN R-8 being, I think it was released last year or maybe the year before. Gosh. Pandemic brain. I mean, I don't know what years anything these days. What years these days? Week, month and years? Week. Anyway, let's have a listen to what we got going on. Oh, and hello in the chat room. I just see that Neil Rev is saying that he's got they have got a Stylophone GEN R-8 as well, and it's a monster. Yeah. Okay, cool. Let's just get some sound up. GEN R-8, I'm sure most of you will know this, but if you don't, it is a super cool synth. It's got some odd quirks about it, but that's all to be embraced. And there's a particular character of these two working together. I've described them as being like naughty boys. You know, you make Really kind of nice, creepy sounds. Perfect for nightmare ambience, you know. In fact, I'm almost thinking it might be these things that led me down that nightmare ambience path anyway. But they certainly are. Ooh, they're in cahoots with each other. So the outputs of them are coming out, well, out of this, into this, and into this mono. And I don't have the Eventide plugged in, so no get out of jail card for me tonight. Okay, so what we'll do is I'll start introducing concepts of the Gen R-8, this, the Vermona, and the 500 as I go along. Okay, so I'm going to bring in, you can turn the oscillators off here. There's no individual level controls for the oscillators, which is a bit weird, but it's kind of cool as well, because you get, it kind of partly contributes to why it always sounds so like kind of big and fat. So, bit quiet. Okay, let's so you got, this is a single oscillator at the moment with a sub oscillator, or you can have one that's two, you can have an extra, so that's essentially like 3 oscillators in a way. Okay, filter on that, let's low pass. There's some weird travel in the frequency spread, but you get used to it. Resonance. So it's quite nice there, you see, the resonance doesn't really take much, or doesn't really take any low end out actually, I think. Okay. Really basic. It's a really basic synth in a way, but it's got some cool features. Okay, envelope. Let's just do a slow envelope long release. Okay. So I'm going to bring in the other oscillator now, and instead of, well, I could add another square wave in. That's like a 6 oscillator square wave. So the multi-mode filter on the Stylophone is kind of interesting because if you press both in, oh no, it's with them off. It's some sort of like notch filter. But that can kind of, oh no, like like an inverted notch. So that's got an interesting character to it. Low pass filter. Now, with that resonance, you're starting getting that growly character that this thing is. Got envelope depth control here. So it's like a very characterful sounding synth, and it's also got a delay on it. Let's go up an octave, a few octaves. This dirty thing, dirty old thing. And you can modulate, as we will, the delay time. that's self-oscillating. Now, take the delay out, go dry a moment. One of the cool features with this is its distortion that's built in. I haven't used any of it yet. Bring that in and it's a wicked distortion. It's got a lot of different character in it. So no stylus actually needed on this one. Get that delay back up. And I'm going to swap over from the squares. I'm sorry, the squares were, it was either octave, sub-octave or lower octave. It's the saw waves that go, you can double them up. So that's one sub, lower subs. That's like all the subs. Let's bring in the LFO. So you got buttons. Turn on the destinations, so you can sort of really do that very much. Oscillator sync. So I mean, it's like a not filthy kind of, you know, it's pretty badly behaved synth, you know. Right. Let's get the combination of these two on, and then I'll put some patching in as well as we go along as well. So has got an auxiliary in, so those two jacks, you've got a phones out, aux in, but we have got a CV out of the sequencer, and we've got a gate out, so that's pretty cool. And a little sequencer here has got 8 patterns. And actually, you can do some super cool things with that, and that's what we'll be messing around a lot with. But let's get it working with the Vermona. So, Vermona. Well, what we'll do is we'll work with the Vermona for a little bit first. Nice flick switches. You see, Stylophone is quite noisy. Let's turn the input down for that moment. Okay, one of the nice things on this is, oh, it's a little bit sort of overexposed there, but where can I block? There. There. Can you see? Crash. So it's got a crash switch, and when you play the crash switch, it sort of triggers. It triggers the spring. It's lovely, and actually, you have actually got a CV input to the crash. Oh, I could send the sequencer into it. I haven't got the right cable to hand. Yes, I do have the right cable to hand. Hang on. Cool. I have the right cable at hand for that later. Okay. Yeah, so... But it lets you kind of mess around with the spring. So we've got a tone control. So that's the range of the tone control on there. The actual filter is off at the moment, but we can change whether we want the spring and the filter to be like kind of two separate things, or whether we want to feed the spring into the filter, and that's what we're doing. So now I engage the filter. So we've got like a fully resonant filter. It's got a balls control here. Oh, sorry, I've overexposed this bit, haven't I? So, you know, but this is a fully modulatable filter, and we've got an envelope and an LFO, and it'll take a envelope follower as well, so you can drive it off anything coming into it. Turn the balls up. Now resonance, you can hear it's definitely a bit of a low end drop off with the resonance on this, but you can get really fat sounds with it still. Let's get the LFO going to it then. And the LFO has got you can switch it from being triggered, low and high. So nice to have that switchable range for the LFO. To give you more. Let's get the LFO doing stuff though. Yeah. Oh, wow. Oh yeah, the resonance is mega powerful on this. Very fierce. You do have to watch out. So, I mean, it's... But that, being able to have that little crash switch makes this an instrument in its own right. Albeit... Here we go. So ramp up. Oh yeah, so the LFO, you got ramp up, ramp down, square, sine, sample and hold, or envelope generator. So you got an attack, decay, envelope, that you can route that to a few places, like to the main VCA out. In fact, let's choose our mod source for our VCA. Okay, so you can see where we're going tonight, dark sounds tonight. So now, let's see what the stylophone sounds like going through it. This is, you know, dirty, analog, grungy. But I just love sounds like this. I find them really evocative and oh, phew. Oh my goodness, this is dark and nasty stuff tonight. Glad I wore a dark t-shirt. Oh, why didn't I plug the Eventide in? Oh, I could plug the Eventide in. It's just here. Yeah. If I've got the Eventide, then at least I've got something that can sweeten the world up a little bit. I'm going to try and make something in a moment that's probably going to be pretty horrible. Oh, chat lead. Okay, I'm gonna put the Eventide post. Let me just take the volume of these out. I'm gonna put the Eventide post loop station. So yeah. Oh, let's just do this. Sorry, I should have thought about doing this before. I didn't think just how evil these sounds were gonna get. Okay, so that can come out of here. Yeah, let's just do that. And then into the Eventide for... That's the get out of jail card. Right. Shimmer is available to us now. I saw some mention of Shimmer in the chat room. I'm trying not to look too much at the chat room just while I'm getting set up, because I'll get thrown right off track. And you know where that kind of typically takes us. Yeah. I want to show you some of the nice things in this looper. But straight away, actually, one of the things that is nice with the looper is it uses colored LEDs as a sort of language. I've talked about this language on various sonic reviews. The OPZ, for instance, you know, it's got no screen on it, although you can use a phone or a computer or a tablet to be its screen. But they've designed it so you can entirely operate it by learning the LEDs, you know, what the colors are and what the different LEDs mean. And it, you know, that sort of stuff takes, it really requires the end user to really invest a lot of time into learning that sort of stuff, you know, which some people are prepared to do and other people are most certainly not prepared to do. Anyway, that's a digression, but that digression is related to the fact that this RC-500, when you kind of learn what the colors do at a glance, you can get lots of information. So for people who are doing real-time live looping, then that sort of stuff is mega important. Yeah. So let's get some sound. I'm going to try and get something sweeter sound in. There's so many parameters on this thing. I haven't even started patching this one yet either. Okay. Let's get this. Yeah, I completely messed up when I was explaining the oscillators on here. Square waves, you either have it with on its own, it with an octave lower, or it with an octave below that. And it's got 2 oscillators that can do that. So you can have your 4 oscillators, sort of square wave. But if you go into the sawtooths, then you've got them by themselves, them with an octave, with a sub octave, or an octave below that, or both. So with both, that's when you can have a stack of 6 sawtooths. Sawtooth. I'm having a real problem with that word tonight. Have I got a sawtooth? No. Oh, dear me. Williams, come on. You need to up your entertainment value. Right. Okay, we have an eventide in place now, which gives us nice things like a shimmer available. Let's get a sound up first then. Ace. And that's post looper. I'd probably prefer it pre-looper really, but my cable was too short. Okay. What we're hearing at the moment very faintly is the noise, I think, just getting into the... Oh yeah. The drive really accentuates the inherent noisiness of this synth. And you do have to embrace that noisiness. It is absolutely something that it excels in. Okay, let me do that oscillator thing again. Now I've explained it. Okay, here they go. Sawtooth. Okay, let's just do it dry, I think. Ooh, very quiet. Let's just turn it up a little bit. Okay. Better. Just wanted to just clear that up. Okay. Let's take this. Let's make this a thinner, brighter sound. Let's high pass it. And let's give it some. Now, this is what I really love, the combination. Like, this kind of thin sound is great through a spring, because the springs are so murky. So let's keep the filter out, but bring the spring in. Oh yeah, we got drive. This is actually a drive. Got a drive and gain. So plenty of distortion on tap for us tonight. Okay. Let's get more spring. Right. Right, cool. I think we need some sequence action. can't. What's that? Sorry. Like a little background. Reverse that, why not? Oh my god, sorry, I've got to stop that. What's that coming from? Oh, feel that, that's rough. Oh yeah, too much of that. There we go. It's just sort of like, you know, this is like the opposite of massive, fat, thick, lovely sounding pads. Thin, sort of weirdy little... I feel there's a really something quite nice about them as well. But, send the LFO to the delay. Set that to random. Right. Haha. Whoa! Oh. Yeah, so that's sort of... I kind of jumped forward a little bit there. But just being in this weird, spidery, spickly kind of, I don't know, gnarly sound is... I just think I think they're really fun little tools. Now, of course, I did bring the Eventide in then, and it just transformed things like it has the power to do. But I'm going to try and avoid doing that too much. But got a bit of level kind of mismatch going on, but we'll get there. We'll get there. Let's get something else going with a sequencer, I think. Let's record something else in here. Okay. So the delay time being modulated. What am I doing? Let's get this delay ourselves oscillator in a bit. Where am I going? Where am I going? What are we doing? Okay. I'll put the Vermona in. I'll just switch it to, so you've got the spring, side, and you got the filter side, and you can kind of go between the two. So fully wet, the full spring side, and then bringing in the filtered side. Yes! What is this music I'm subjecting you to? What am I going? Where am I doing? What is this? What day? Never! Yes! Chase the dream. Oh, yes. Williams. I am here to haunt you. Williams. Oh dear. Right. I was thinking by plugging these things in that this would take me into sort of very naughty places. So I am blaming the equipment. Well, I should actually blame it is my fault because I put this together with the intention of being naughty. So yes, I take full responsibility for any mental health issues related to this show. Yes. Well, perhaps I shouldn't actually. I'm going to withdraw that offer. What I love about Springs, though, is the deep, dark mystery lurking inside there. Oh, let's bring that spring side over a little bit. Okay, now we're talking. Right, I talk a little bit about this looper just while I'm going to do a few things here. I've put some nonsense into this at the moment from earlier. And you can do a few things like you'd expect, like I could reverse it, although you won't tell that much difference with that. There isn't any audio effects that change the tone of things in here. The only audio effects are ones that change, like that can mess the loop up, chop things around, beat repeats and the like, which is pretty cool. Anyway, hang on, let me just you switch. I mean, this is the default way it's set up. You can set it up in lots of ways. Let's take that away for now. You can switch between your two tracks here. And this thing I was saying earlier about the colors really help you. You know, you've got track 1 and track 2, and you can tell if you've got content in your tracks or if they're blank by whether you can see the track color or not. So like when I change track, it flashes here. But if you long press on track select, it goes into, oh, let me see if it looks easier. Let me see, yes. Let's get that. Oh, we can't see that screen, can we? Hang on. One moment, please. Just going to drop the exposure on that just while so we can see the screen. Ooh, oh, we've gone dark and creepy now. Yeah, so you can see when you've got two tracks going. Actually, let's just do something to make this easier to see. When you've selected, oh, that's not looking very nice, is it? Let me angle it up. Okay. Ooh, it still doesn't look very nice, does it? I'll try it into the other camera. Not much better. Keep on this on then. When you group select them, oh, they are just so. Let's just drop it a little bit. No, this is too bright. They're white. They're making the cameras go. Okay. If I've got both selected, that means you're controlling both loops with these controls. So you can start both loops at the same time, stop both loops at the same time. And in this case, a long press on the stop will actually act as a clear all. So both tracks are clear. And a blue LED, so you can't see. I'm so sorry. I should have looked at this. These are blue. and that indicates that both tracks are empty. So then back here now, I'm going between a red and a blue channel, and red is channel 1, blue is track 1, and blue is track 2. So as I say, you can you get that sort of visual of them vibrating. It's a really nice like visual language that this pedal has got. There's a lot more to it than just that, but well, actually, let's just, if I make it, I'm going to get a rhythm, something to play to. So I'll enable a rhythm, and I'll go into the menu for this. Long press on there will jump you to the rhythm menu. It's a little shortcut. Okay. So operation, just press the thing to make it go between parameter and the value. So you got a reverb that is only available to the rhythm track. So you can't apply that reverb to your loop, unfortunately. But here is cool. You've got lots of different beats that you can pick, and a lot of them are the same as the ones that you'll find in the RC-500. But where this has got a little extra thing up its sleeve is you got like a variation, and it will actually fill back and forth. Well, so if you're using an external foot pedal, you can use this sort of stuff. So that's kind of, you know, for performers, solo performers. But here we can change the kit sound. So cajon. It's actually, that's not bad actually. You know, it's sort of just something to play to that's a bit less cheesy. R&B dance. That's our home territory, isn't it? Let's stay there. So being able to vary the kit sound, I think, is something. If you got the 505, you know, you can't do that. And this doesn't print. It won't record this drum loop. It's just to play to. But you know, and if we wanted it to, it could just be a metronome instead of it being a beat. But I got my shuffle groove on here. Okay, let's get groovy. All right, gotta come out of the menu. Let's go here. Ooh. That's nice having it set up to be in reverse in advance. Not that I planned that, of course. Right, let's get something. I'm not going to sync. I could actually sync it. The sequencer. I won't bother. That would be cool though. Oh, should I bother? Maybe I will. Okay, let's get it. Hang on. I'm going to switch to the other track now, which I'm going to make sure it's not got reverse on. Okay, let's get the noise out there. Let's get something fat going on. Fat, like a fat. Let's go square waves. Okay. Something. There we go. Oh, that'll do. So now, I shall on this looper screen now, we're going to have a nice hole where there's going to be none of that line, but your tracks can be completely out of sync with each other in terms, well, they can be synced, or you can lay down a 4-bar I forgot to change track, so I'm going to put that bass line in again. Hang on, let's do it on this track instead. Oh, I messed up. What a surprise. Oh. Do this again. Sorry about this. Nice. The lack of quantize is joyful. This will build up into something, I promise. Whoa. Hey, a big bag of bones, a big bag of bones. Oh yeah, that'll keep me happy for a long time. That big bag of bones, that big bag of bones. I'll know my way through there for a long time. Yeah, that kind of thing. Big bag of bones. So, this is great. I love leaving, like, putting a few phrases in, and then this is then getting its oh no, it's so impossible to see that. Okay. Oh, well, my, when my father came home, he would chuck me my bag of bones. Oh, for the vagabond that I am, big bag of bones. Big bag of bones, my big bag of bones. I know my way through the bag of bones. My big bag of bones, my big bag of bones. I know my way through my big bag of bones. So I can fill in this space now with another little section. I should get my microphone plugged in so I can. Yeah, why not? I'll have to find a cable. My big bag of bones. Whoa. Tuning. Let's get this. I'm going to do a bit about the neighbours now. Ooh, my neighbours. Oh, my neighbours. Oh, my neighbours. Oh, no, I've got my neighbours. I'm lucky. I've got amazing neighbours. I'm so blessed to have amazing neighbours. Amazing neighbours. Yeah. It makes such a difference in life to have such great neighbours nearby. Man, I tell you, when you've got the rubbish ones, it makes your life miserable. Especially if you like to make a lot of noise anytime you do it, you know. I think it's good. Big bag of bones. My big bag of bones. I'm gonna feed my neighbours my big bag of bones. I keep playing horrible notes here. Hang on, let me try and find something. This thing will take your head off. I'm going to... Oh, hang on. I need to just reset my head a little bit because I'm going down a silly path. I'm finding it hard to get... I've crossed my beams, my brain beams. I'll leave the tune in there. I will build onto it, but I'm just going to build up sounds separately because flipping heck, these sounds are evil, aren't they? Whose idea was this to do this unsynced anyway? Just need to make sure, I mean, it sounds getting the tuning. I'm sorry. This has gone. I put my rubbish hat on. Let me just do that again. Yeah. That's it. I figured it out. It'll... Nice. This is going to get really, really gnarly now. Time it all over the shop. I say, I am terribly disappointed with your timing, young man. I'm gonna give you something, a piece of my mind. I think you are rather ridiculous to assume that people gonna want to pay for this stuff. I'm gonna take you to the shop and feed you with the good stuff. Going to give you a big bag of bones. Gonna eat it until you groan. Right, I am. Right, I've got myself stuck somewhere. I'm gonna reset. I'm gonna do something new. I'm gonna change tracks now. Yeah. I had a completely different idea of what I was going to do today a few hours ago, and then this is a last minute swerve-a-rooney. But yeah. I should really get a microphone in here. No, I'm not going there. I'm going to stay in synth world. This is not anything like I was thinking of doing. I was really opposite to my lucid self that I wanted to be. It's almost like, whoa, I've got to find my my little kind of groove. My soggy groove hat. Everyone needs a soggy groove hat. Well, probably actually that's what everyone doesn't need, is a soggy groove hat. That's what soggy groove hat. So what no one needs is a soggy groove hat. Soggy groove hat. Oh no! Right. I want to try and see if I can do something with. Oh, right. MIDI. I'm going to do a MIDI switcheroo. Ha! Where is it? This is a good example of a modern day dilemma. And you know what this is? Here we've got two devices that are both using mini jack for MIDI. So obviously if you've got a stereo mini jack, pop, 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 and we got MIDI. No, because MIDI A, MIDI B. I think they wired that way. That's the dilemma, you see. MIDI. Okay. Right. Rant time. It's the rant time. Yes. It's such a shame, isn't it, that we have this MIDI A, MIDI B kind of, I guess it's a clagnut kind of situation in a way, but if you're using these, but when the pins are the wrong way round between two devices, that's like, that's such a shame, because MIDI was such a successful thing right from the beginning, because you could take any two MIDI keyboards or sequencers or whatever, connect them with a cable, And so long as the cable was working, you know, you're good to go. Now, the fact that there's these two, A and B. Oh, yeah, actually, but I did find a way of doing it. Let me see if I can... Oh. Yeah, with a cable checker, is a really handy way to... If you've got a lot of these, like I have, and some of them are A and some of them are B, and some of your equipment is A and some of your equipment's B. I mean, I really should probably write them all down. That would make sense. But it's super confusing. Korg embraced what is MIDI A, and Arturia and Novation, I think, and a bunch of others embraced what was MIDI B. Crucially, when they did that, though, there wasn't any agreed standard. They just sort of did it. They thought, oh, okay, mini jack, we can put MIDI on mini jack, so we'll just do it. No one agreed. No one agreed. You know, and that's the great shame, because everyone agreed about MIDI, and thus the fantastic standard of MIDI that we love and still use today still exists. Okay. Rant over. But yeah, it's such a shame. Actually, there's another sequencer here. Have we got any juice in this one? We do have juice. Okay. Oh, I'll have an SQ1 at hand as well. Right, sequencing and synchronization. That was one of the things I was thinking I'm not going to do tonight. I'm going to not synchronize stuff. But then I was feeling nervous that I wasn't synchronized. And when you're not synchronized, everything kind of can go out of time and whatnot. But I do think it is good to embrace a bit of that. And that was my purpose. Although I was then going, oh, why didn't I do it? Yeah, I'm just checking in with the chat room. MIDI A and B should be switchable. It's easy enough mod. Yeah, I guess so. Arturia, I think, have now moved to MIDI A, I think. Yes. So I'm fairly sure in time the MIDI A standard will become the de facto standard. I'd be curious to see what Novation have done with the new ones. I think I'm assuming that Novation will have moved over to an A as well. I'll have to check that and feedback about that. Original Synth is saying, can you change the key on the SQ1? You think it's stuck in C? It sort of is, isn't it? But it's like if you're using it with CV, you're moving the you can do it essentially in any key, but with MIDI, yeah, it's there's no way to transpose it. The SQ1 has got some great features, but it's also kind of limited in some ways. It is a modern classic, though. I will give it. I do think it is really cool and built really well as well. Anyway, let me try and see if I can get something. The way I've been working before, that's what I should do. I should try and backtrack to what I've been doing. I've been making these little like flurries of notes. So let's just try some of those notes. I'll put some into the sequencer. Whoa! Let me get a nicer sound. Right. Holy crumba. Wow. Let's yeah, I had the LFO modulating the VCA, which is really cool. You can get wicked tremolo vibes. Just for fun, let's go into the audio range with the Vermona. put that sound into the. That sounds like horrible, but it put that through the eventide. Switch it to a high pass instead. Shorten this up. Whoops, bear with me. This has, oh, where is so on of them. Sorry, the oh, there we go. That was really not as nice as I wanted it to be. Yeah. What I'm trying to do, and not succeeding there. I'll try it again. But is to mess with like a really nasty sound. Let's get a. Let's make easier notes to harmonize with. This is getting nice. Do something faster. All right, I'm gonna do something different. Let's try it. Yeah, I'm in a bit of a mojo issue tonight. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Just sometimes I get it, sometimes I don't. It's a weird thing. Thanks everyone though for sticking with it though. I've been using the RC-500 mostly, actually only with my feet really, with it on the floor, and this is the first time I've actually used it up here. It being a pedal, obviously designed mainly to be on the floor, but these switches though, they are soft and they are pretty easy to operate with your fingers. But they do the 505, they do the RC-202, I think it's called, which is like just like a 2-track version of the 505, and probably the RC-500 and the RC-202, they're probably the most similar kind of products in a way. But I would hazard a guess that the RC-500 is the one though, because this has got the new digital engine on from the 500 series onwards, and I think the GT1000 from Boss as well, which is some sort of 96 kilohertz digital signal path, so that it sample converts on the way in at 96, and then all the processing happens at that. And I'm not sure if this, I don't think, oh, maybe the 500 isn't, maybe that's 48K, but it is a definite improvement in sound quality than the 505. The 505 does sound pretty good, but there's a definite sonic improvement with the RC-500. So I'm mentioning that just in case you're thinking about the RC-202 or the RC-500. The RC-500, I expect the RC-500 is the better sounding. Anyway, let me see if I can get my mojo working. I think what it is I need to get into really horrible territory and then start carving the sonic that into something. And I'm being a little bit nervous because I know that some of the sounds that can come out of this can be pretty brutal. I'm going to set up in advance the H9, the Eventide, with just a hall reverb. So when I need a reverb, I'll bring it in from there. Just a standard hall, but it is nice sounding. Okay. Wagyu's asking, what's the SD card storage situation with the RC-500? It's, yeah. I don't actually know. There is no card. There is no SD card on it at all. So it is its internal memory. I think there's 13 hours or something. So there's a reasonable amount of storage in there. Very good point. With my 500, my RC-505, I opened it up and put an SD card in there, a 32 gig one, giving you so much more than, I don't know, 80 hours or, I don't know, 60 hours, loads. But I don't know if anyone's opened these yet, or whether there's an SD card living on the inside. But of course, like I mentioned, a lot of people were excited when I told them that you could open your RC-505 and put a different SD card in, and people did, only to find it was all glued in, that the Roland have decided to glue the little SD card in. Anyway, less about that. I doubt that there's an SD card in there, but maybe there is. Right. Let's do something now. So let's come out of this. Oh my goodness, sorry. Let's just do that again. Right, so this is just a clean. Clean. Okay, let's get a pattern on this going. So I've done a 16-step pattern there. I'm going to do a really slow filter. It's nice, it picks out those harmonics. Bring in our hole. Wipe my loops. Oh, I didn't mean to bring the loop in. It's going to be weird out of sync, but we'll see what happens. So, two little loops now. So quite Steve Reich in there. Yeah, I kind of like that, I think. Yeah, okay, I'll do for that one. Now here's a cool thing. You can choose when you stop these loops, whether they stop immediately or if they fade out. So let's do that. Let's enable fade out on them. So fade out at different rates now. Actually, if I fade that one out, bring that... Oh yeah. Oh, I know. Oops. You can set them to fade in as well. So actually, let's just do that. Let's put them to fade in as well, and then try turning them on and off. And then reverse them would be quite fun as well. Oh, and I also can pan the loops. So let's pan. Oh. Fade in. For the stereo as well. Stop. Stop. Fade your next one in. Oh, that, oops. No, it didn't have, mustn't have had fade in turned on one of them. Oops. No, fade in. Oh yeah. Anyway. And you can fade them out. Yeah, I like that. I thought that's kind of quite nice. I'll do another. What's time? I might finish soon. Yeah, thanks for sticking with me. I've been a little bit up and down tonight, so I've like played some absolute utter drivel, and some drivel, drivel and utter drivel, drivel. Oh, yes. Okay, let's do something else. Let's get the sound up and take my reverb out for now. I might keep my loops because I might overdub onto them. Oh yeah, actually, there was one thing I was going to do. Let me just get my loops playing again. Is that you can change the tempo. Let's reverse them as well. Let's see what this sounds like reversed. You can't pitch them though, which is a shame. They're both running reverse now. If I go to tempo, and then they will time stretch, and we'll get that pulsing. Now if we put some of that pulsing through the eventide, it's horrible. Wow. Ring mod them. What's going on? Yikes. God, have I made a more horrible noise? I don't know if I have. And then this kind of thing then. Oh my God. Oh my god. What a horrible racket. Fade them out. Okay, so yuck. Okay. Let's see. Make something slightly less yucky. Okay. We're starting with that. Okay. Okay, let's get the spring back in. Sometimes. Yeah. I think the spring has come. This hasn't done this in ages. We have fixed it, but it's done it again. We've lost the spring. Sometimes just tap it and it gets it back, but. We've got the spring back. No. Yes! There we go. The classic. The classic. Hit it until it works again. Yes. Oh, it's going back here again. Get it while you can. this end now. So. Oops, didn't mean it to end a little bit like that. But I think we should have gained our fades as well. So yeah, so we've still got our fades set. It's quite nice. Just fading it in. I can turn it off. So if I put a big black hole or something on the end of here, I just use the fade and switch it in and out. Black hole. Yeah, the classic. The classic. It's not quite. I think I might prefer to do it with my actual fade with a finger. It's smoother. And maybe not. It's that quantization issue really with these volume controls. I think you are adjusting 0 to 100 parameters. So. Let's get the black hole being a little bit more mean. Let's crease loads of it. This is the stuff that's cool now. Eventide solves all, says Corrosive Abuser. It does. But it's like, I think this is the sort of thing I kind of like, though. It's, you take these really gnarly, gritty sounds and put them through quite a pristine effect, like the Eventide, and then it's the combination of the two. It's just lovely. I've had a request to change the visuals. Yeah, well, enough of this. But it's like... Cool. Just putting a bit of disco lights on for this weird disco. Okay, I'm going to do one more piece and then I'm going to call it a night. Thanks so much, everyone, for joining me, though, on this rather mixed bag of weirdness, and some things work better than other things. But that's what this is all about, isn't it? Sort of just trying to mess around until you get things to do stuff that kind of inspires you, really. See, that sound for me is maybe the best sound we've had all night. But if I take the Eventide out, that's still a good sound. Oh, I'm getting a distortion. I think that's a nice sound. Has my spring gone again? Yeah, I think it has. I'm going to make the visuals more mellow behind us to bring a nice ocean sunset. Get a calmer. Yeah, I'll leave that doing its thing. All right. Oh, this cool things that I haven't got anywhere near to. Let me try and, I want to find this thing. If I can find this thing, then I'll be happy and I can sign out with joy. Thanks though, everyone, for hanging out with me. I do appreciate it, especially when I feel like I'm wasting everyone's time if you come here looking for something good. If you haven't seen my Monday night show, Adventures in Eurorack, my guest Steve O'Here was a sensational guest. He was amazing, really inspiring, and I thoroughly recommend you check that out if you haven't. I mean, Steve is I think it's a very inspiring story he has to tell. So please check that out if you can. Spring has gone. Ironically, as spring has just arrived. Oh, that's sad. That's sad. It's dead simple fix though. All right. Okay. I'm going to put in one of these kind of patterns. One of those kind of things. Okay. Just going to work with this a moment. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to send the gate out, or the sequence out actually, into the delay in. Changing the delay time. Get some more patching then. Let's patch. LFO. Well, it's routed to the filter, but let's send that to the PWM. Let's get a pulse width jumble going on. LFO out into. Okay, hang on. Keep it like this for a moment. I'll bring this. just going to patch the Jesus out of it. Running out of things to patch. I'm going to try changing things around a little bit. What happens if I do this? Not much. Lots of action if I plug in there, but right. Come back to me. Come back to me, Spring, one more time. I need you now. Go on. Go on. Go on. Work for me, please. Please, please, please. Come back to life. I don't want to do it too hard, or else it'll never work again. It's weird. Vermona stuff is really, really well made, so this is a bit weird that it's doing this, but I think it's just... Okay. Oh, Spring is not... Spring's not good. Okay. I'll do it with this thing now. Oh, let's get some of that noise out of there. And... oh, bear with me, please, 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 please. Okay, great. Okay. I'll get in my... Right, let's get this thing happening. Right. rejection, rejection. Take your subject matters elsewhere. Rejection, artificial intelligence, reject. Symbolism, symbolism. We need to be attached to one another, attached to one another, attached to one another. We are losing focus, drifting, losing focus. We were born. Okay. All right. Thanks, everybody. I've enjoyed this, actually. There's been some moments where I've been, bits and bobs. But I hope you've enjoyed bits of this too. Thanks ever so much for tuning in. I'll be back next Monday with my adventures in Eurorack and back again on Wednesday for more The Gaz Williams Show. What will be on next week? Who knows? Do I know? Nope. But yeah, please like and do all that business. Ring the stinking bell if you want to kind of get this stuff instantly. And thanks again. Yeah, really appreciate everybody tuning in live. And sorry, chatties, I was not reading it as much as I'd like to. I will watch it back and read all of that. And again, thanks so much for taking part in the show in that way. It means a lot to me. Anyway, I am waffling, so that means it's time for me to say good night. Take care. Big love to you, wherever you are in the world.